Will you leave my Christmas tree alone? There we all are. Good evening, everybody. How are you? Wednesday evening. It's different, isn't it? But I think it'll be quite good. We'll see how we go. I've got a light. Just a minute. I've just realised I've got a light glaring. Need sunglasses. Give me a tick. Just need to move it towards our Christmas tree. Heavens, Ginger, what's the story with that? There we go. There we are. That's a bit better. Okay. Might have looked a bit cool with the dark shades on, but that's not going to happen. That's a bit better. How are you all this evening? Good evening. Who did I miss? Good evening, Petra. Good evening, Jill. Hello, Fiona. Hello, Nancy. Well, Nancy says good evening, everybody. Good evening, Judith. Good evening, Margaretha. Good evening, Sylvia's here. Donna, good morning to you. Hope all is well in the UK with you. Good to see you. Hey, mate, Felicity, I've forgotten who made the stocking. Was it Iga or Lana? Forgotten again. I haven't got it written down. Let me know. Hello, Elizabeth. Good to see you. Kayleen's here. Bernadette's here. Good evening to you. Jeanette Warner, got them. They're gorgeous. Sent you an email back probably tomorrow or the next day. Good evening. Yeah, Sharon, you can hear Miss Pussycat. You know, it adds to the Christmas feel, having the jingle going on in the background. Not so much when it's not Christmas, but for Christmas it works. Yvonne Chapman, good evening to you too. Hi Deb, hi Pat, oh homeless one. Read your email. Hello Margaret. Oh, Fiona's here. Don't shut the sun out. Very gloomy here this morning. No, look, honestly, Fiona, it's actually 7:30 at night. The sun is hot. We've got the air conditioning on. It's going down over my vegetable garden, which I am suspicious will need another water this evening. But we'll see how we go. But no, we do love the sun, but I would love to send you some in a parcel express international courier, but no can do. Good evening, Kate. What you doing here? Kathy's here. Joan's here. Jenny, Joan says hi. Jo says, oh, so silly. Good evening, Errol. Oh, Fiona's here. Oh, you're all in the building. It's a little bit like Romper Room. Hey. Yeah, okay, it is a little bit like Romper Room. Where you say hello to everyone. Oh, you missed Tuesday. Yesterday was even funnier with Emma here because she does the romper stomper do thing. Jackie. Oh. Yes, it is very wet in Wagga. I have, yes, for the UK girls, yes, we do have towns that are called things like Wagga Wagga. And yes, I've just seen it on the news. You are wet in Wagga. Absolutely. Goodness, I hope you're all right. I hope the floodwaters are all right. All of that. Raina, Joy, Meg, is it raining up your way? Who else is here? Patricia's here. Nan, you're here too. Okay, everyone's in the building. Good. Can't take my eyes off the fabric. And there, see, this is why Elizabeth gets royalties, because she's drawing your attention with her comments to the fabric on the wall. Thank you very much. Good evening, Vicky. See, I can see who's watching, even if you don't say hello, which can be a little bit daunting, I know. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Edith. Hello, Jane. Okay. You're all here? I think you are. This evening, so, you know, the best laid plans. I was up at 7, still just made it. You get sidetracked during the day, don't you? You think, oh, I've got heaps of time. So actually today, There was a lot of club work because it's the end of the month again. It's club week, so there was lots and lots of club work going on today. Being mindful, all packed off, ready to leave the building, and applique sampler. Yeah, I'm on time, no laughing. Just about ready to leave the building, all of you. So there was lots and lots of club stuff today. And then I went, heavens, I'd better get my act together. Who's in where when? Oh, Dev's in Yarrawonga for the internationals. Am I supposed to know which internationals? I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit, I don't know. Hello, Janet. Oh, Meg says it's trying to rain. Farmers not happy. So soggy in Jamestown. So we get the weather from South Australia after. So thanks for the heads up on that, Joy. We shall remember. My phone's doing funny things tonight. I don't know why it's... Oh, you're all everywhere. I could just sit and look at who's watching, but that doesn't work, does it? Right. First of all, thank you very much for everyone that watched yesterday when we had Emma here. It was all good fun, and everything that we talked about yesterday and all of the specials that we mentioned yesterday are all still there, and they're there for the whole week. Actually, Errol asked me a question which was a very good one today, which was, does the $2.50 flat rate special only apply to the things that I show on the show? No, it doesn't. It applies to absolutely everything that's on the website. So it doesn't have to be what's on special. It could be anything that's there. And so for whenever you order, you can, it's $2.50 flat rate. So a big double bed quilt kit, banana feet, haberdashery. But if you choose $2.50, we hold it in your Santa sack and we post it all out at the end of the week. So you can order as many times as you like, and we're just stashing it all. And then we send it out afterwards. So it's not really fair, is it? Because you go, oh, I'm not going to order. I'm going to put it all in my shopping cart, and I'm not going to order until Saturday's show. And then I only pay $2.50 for the whole lot. But then you might miss out if you don't actually. Because when it's in your cart, it's not allocated. Oh my goodness, it sounds very formal now, doesn't it? But it's not allocated. So, you know, I think a couple of orders is a good idea, because maybe one today and then one Saturday. I will be very honest with you if we don't have a lot of what's left. I will do that for you. Now, first of all, though, tonight I want to do a couple of things Christmassy, but you can use for other things as well. So I had to get Mum's Christmas tree because my Melba one is in Spain with Maria. And this is Mum's, and I don't know where my other one is. No, it might be in Tassie with Flick, may not, may have sold it, may have given it away, I don't know. So when I wanted to put this pattern on special, I had to get Mum to bring hers up for me. And I feel really bad. You can't see, but the poor thing, it's getting on a little bit in age and it's sagged a little bit on one side, so I've had to pin up the loops that are sitting on top of the rod, or otherwise it was a little bit crooked. You cannot get away with anything askew with this wall now that I've put in with the lines, because anything that is not straight, you can see it a mile away because of the slats that we put the rods into. Very unforgiving. So anyway, I want to just run through quickly how the Pintucks are made, the double-sided Pintucks for you. And then this pattern's on special. So you can get it as a download, so you've got it straight away. Or you can also order it as a hard copy this week on super special. Well, 25% off. Is that right? Yeah, instead of $12, they're $9. And you can print it straight away now as a digital download, or you can pop one in your Santa sack for the week. So I want to run through these. But then also what I want to do is just you know, entertain the thought of using the Pintucks foundation technique to do something different. So for Christmas this year, you know, we always talk about doing red and green. Maybe we don't. Maybe we do cream, black and gold. Maybe we do something really, really different. Or maybe we make these for any time of the year. But I just want to run through a different way of using the Pintucks and to pop them into a fan shape. I have got rulers, flash ones, that will help us do this. But you can do it yourself with a plate or anything as well. You know that for a fact. I'll give you a little close up. Do you want to see a little close? There you go. So as you can see, haven't hemmed this one yet. I want to go through that with you. But I whipped this up this afternoon, really, really quick. Haven't done the back yet because it's really important to show you how it's done. So that's what we're going to do. And yes, I have featured these fabrics in our Christmas specials tonight, and they are on special. So we'll run through that also. So first of all though, oh yeah, and I've got lots and lots of Christmas decorations to show you. I want to get the reindeers out of the way while Felicity's watching. Oh, yes, Petra, I thought that too. Hi, Ilsa. How are you, mate? You good down your way? I thought that too. Because, yeah, it's got that Art Nouveau look because it's got the Melba fans and everything in it. Felicity, I want to show you Felicity's reindeer first. So we're going sophisticated Art Nouveau, but let's talk cork reindeers first. Now, I need Flick just to send me an email, mate, please, on how to make these, because I've got the corks. Look at it. I've got the corks. I think I know how it's done. I'm going to show the girls, but if there's any extra tips, let me know. I'm going to take a couple over to my little camera. You know, we all love a little bit of sophisticated Christmas, but when there are kids involved, or big kids, adults, anyone, that's a little bit silly. Or perhaps you have someone that likes drinking things that's got a lot of corks in them, and what are you going to do with the corks? These are really, really cute. So we've got 4 wine corks. Now I'm pretty sure you can just buy the wine corks now online. You can go to a bottling shop, online bottling shop, and get them. These look like they have been used though, Flick. Oh, as we discussed yesterday. So you need 4 corks. They're all going to get glue gunned together, and then you're going to shave off. Can you see that? She has shaved off, I'll hold it that way, the tops on one side. So 4 together, and then you taper them in, and then the bits that you cut off, let me just pull up his little tush here. He's got a tail underneath. Thank you, my bleeping iron. He's got a little tail underneath, and he's got a little bit that's sitting underneath here. And then, oh, what a shame, we have to drink champagne to get his head. So that's a champagne cork for the head. And he's got his little nose, so little pom-poms. Of course, cork's really good because you can get the wire in. So if you use the wire pipe cleaners, he's got his little rain on there. Very, very cute. I'm going to leave those there for now. They are wearing under the Australian sun. I think that's very suitable for their little coats. Very, very cute. All right, I'll leave those there for a tick. And we shall come back, and we might try and make a couple up later in the week. If I let myself loose with my own glue gun. Emma was very well behaved with hers yesterday. Very, very well behaved. All right, now specials for you this week. Things kind of get put up on special, not necessarily just before the show. And I've put something up on the shelf that's not actually up yet, but it will go up. It will go on special straight after the show, because I just didn't get around to doing it beforehand. And that is these beautiful little sets of notepads. So note cards, sorry. So there's 8 inside, and they're quilts. Who doesn't want to get one of these in the mail for Christmas? Aren't they gorgeous? So there's a little note on the back. So I shall pop them up after the show. I've got about 8 packs of these. So I'm going to mark those down for you straight after the show, and I'll put them on. The other things we've still got, you know, the specials from yesterday are still there. You can add them any time that you like if you want to grab some. You might not be inspired to do so now, but later in the minute you go, oh, that would work. So the Robert Kaufman Christmas pack with 8 for 8s that we talked about yesterday. Leave that there for a tick. And I just, you know, Emma was talking about stocking stuffers. Oh no, her advent calendars. That got a bit out of control, didn't it? How many expensive things can we fit in an advent calendar? So if you are doing an advent calendar for yourself or a sewer, I thought I would just mention these again, which are our little Valium packs of Afina thread and Afina's beautiful Wonderfeel thread. that is perfect for hand sewing. So run it in your machine. You'll need to drop your tension just a little bit, but this is what I love and what my girls are doing. The applique sampler are using, and they're really nice festive colours. So I just thought I'd mention that. We've still got the essential packs, so they're still up from yesterday, the red ones and the green ones. Truth be known, if we run out of anything like that we usually do. Hello Gillian in the WA, how are you? I've just seen that. Oh, Yolanda, hello, welcome. How are things in Holland? Good? Cold, freezing cold, I'm guessing. Things like this, if you see them go out of stock, sit tight, because these are ones that we run all the time. So it will just be we've run out, and we cut them all in-house, so we need to cut more. So we've seen these, haven't we? Oh, just in case Yolanda hasn't seen them. There you go. So you've got 10 centimetre strips in there. I'm waiting for Kate to say what she would do with them on an overlocker. I just know she's going to do it. Yeah, a couple of wine bottles, perhaps just a bargain buy. Maybe Ilsa, just visit Dan and say, I need to go to Dan and say, I need to make reindeers. May I please have? No, don't do that. All right, now, so I've got a Christmas tree marked down for you. And then some of the other things we were talking about, stocking stuffers or big advent calendar pockets to put things in. There's so much on the website now. Every now and then I think, well, I just remind the girls if they need to get a oh no, mine's in my office. Let me pull it out. If Rob's watching, he'll bring mine to me because I've been using it. These are our beautiful little LED lights, and I have popped these on specials for Christmas week as well. And they fold up like that. And you pop your little batteries inside. They don't come with batteries. Or do they come with batteries? No, they don't come with batteries, and everyone goes, oh, but you don't want the batteries to come all that way. You want fresh ones in. They won't transport them with the batteries in. But you've got your big whopping LED lights on the top. And then if you lift up the top, you've also got in the top magnifying glass, so it magnifies and lights up. Mine's not here. I use it all the time next door in my office. Just sometimes at dusk when you get that change between lights, it's just really nice. Or I sit mine on the couch on the armchair like that on the edge and have it sitting over my work. So I've popped those up for you as well. There's a few. There's not heaps, but there's a few that we bring in from the States. Now we know he's watching. So I think you can see he's all lit up if I turn it off. Oh yes, you can see. The other thing it's really good for is when Ginny bats her balls under the fridge or there's stuff hidden under things, I can flatten it out and slide under and look for things. And on the plane, you know those things called planes, so they've got big wings and they go up into, yeah, those things that go into the air, remember those? This I use on the plane, and I actually counterweight it, so I love it to sit on my little tray on the plane. I'm going to stop playing with that now because that's just not necessary. You've got the idea, right? So I'll pop this one back up. The other thing for advent calendars or to put on your wish list, Steve is working on the wish list app. I think he's getting onto that tomorrow. Is rotary cutter blades. It's just worth mentioning. There's two different ones. Your choice, just different brands. I always like to make sure I've got dual supply of everything, don't I, Kate? Sorry. My happy rep is watching. What else am I going to say? I'm my mate. So, yeah, so there's plenty of those up. And, you know, if you need them over Christmas, if you're going away, you need to have a spare one. Who says, Elizabeth says, I love my magnifying lights for when I forget what needle is in my sewing machine. Oh, perfect. Yeah, if you haven't got really good lighting on your sewing machine, it's a good top up. Absolutely, and you can move it to wherever you need it. That's absolutely true. It's evidently not too cold in Holland. Thank you. I needed to know. I needed to know. Got a stocking up here. Fliss is going to tell me who did the stocking. She sends me stuff and I don't know. All right, now this serious big top up this week. Clover. Clover was looking a little bit sad on the website. So we fixed all that up. Ready for summer sewing. We have gold eye clover applique needles now back in stock in size 9. So if you haven't done a lot of needle turn applique before or a lot of fine work, don't make your life a burden. Start with a size 9. There's no need to try and prove a point to anyone but yourself. Start with a 9, and then once you get a little bit more comfortable, take yourself down to a 10. And then if you get really, really teeny weeny stuff going on and you find that that's too hard to work for, you're going to take yourself down to a 12. Individually as a pack, they're not that expensive, I don't think, for what they are, because you get a heap in a pack. So you get 15 needles in a pack. So I would, if you're buying, I would buy one of each. That's just me. And so you've got them all on hand. But they are an absolutely beautiful needle, yes they are. I'll take my Telly Sally voice off. They're gorgeous. I love them, and they're just a joy to work with. You know, it's really important to have good tools. You know, life's just not. I mean, that's everything from a needle to a pair of scissors to a sewing machine, a rotary cutter, a ruler, all of that. Life's just too short. And if I held the pack up the right way, that would be better. All right, so your applique needles, these are, you know the drill, I've told you before. The applique needles, they bend, they give, and that's really important for when you're sculpting and bending and shaping your seam allowance to turn it under. You really do want a flexible needle. Then for actual piecing, so for patchwork, when you're patching, you actually want a strong needle. You want one that doesn't bend a lot, that's got a stronger tensile strength. And so the clover ones, these are just, I love these. I was introduced to these by Lucian originally, the thimble lady, with my beautiful thimble, you know, silver thimble that I've got. That she would quilt with these, and with her, you know, she could gather up to 2 inches at a time, also at least 2 inches at a time for piecing and quilting, because they're so strong and they're sharp and they're fine. Anyway, so I've got them in a size 8. Again, don't make your life difficult if you know, if you don't like handling a needle that's too fine. I got 8s and I got 9s. The 9s are just slightly smaller. I work with a 9. And then if you're not sure, if you're really not sure what works best for you, I've got a little variety pack. So they're up as well now, so you can have a play. These are, I think the stocking just took a dive. These go from a size, you've got a size 7, 8 and 9 in here, so you've got lots of different ones to play with. But it's such a little thing, isn't it? But it's really, really important. I have endless packs of open needles, and then I still don't seem to be able to find what I need. But I have worked out lately to take a lot of the stress and the time searching out. I'm going to set up different pin cushions for different things, and I'm going to make a pin cushion with divisions. I'm going to be really, really good and keep applique needles separate to patchwork, separate to my pins, so they're all separate. Even if I have to make a long, oh, let's do that. Let's make a long pin cushion. Thinking. We need a long one that we can section off for different things. Let's do that. Good evening, Judy. Yeah, the reindeer are very, very cute. Good evening, Pam. Good evening, Denise. Igan made the stocking. Thanks, Flick. The stocking that hit the floor. We all made these. Aren't they cute? I'm loving it, rocking it in Melba and under the Australian sun. See, I don't mix my ranges because that's me, but everyone else does it really successfully. I need to do it. I need to give in and mix them up. If you missed yesterday's, this is what we did yesterday, and if you watch yesterday's show, you will find these that Emma made. Weren't they insane? I'm going to have to do it. I've got to go back and watch the show myself and make some, because they are really, really cute. Pop that back there. Excuse me. So, the other thing that's in, and we're going to use at least one of these today, are creative grids. Now, you know me, I was not a happy girl because I was self-taught. I stayed away from gadgets, from fancy rulers. You know, I've used the same rulers for years and they look terrible, literally, because I've used them for years. But Natasha told me off and said, Lisa, you need to be using creative grids. So I was like, yeah. But now I don't make as many mistakes and my wrists don't hurt because I'm not holding everything down as heavy, because these all grip. Now, we had 6.5s in, and I'm very happy to say they're back in stock. I'm very happy to say I now have a local supplier as well. So we were bringing these in from the States, but most of them now I can get here, so I'm very happy about that. That means it's, 4 days instead of 8 days to get them in. So the 6.5 are back, but while I was there, I grabbed, sorry, this one's mine. Let's take it out of the wrapper. I grabbed 4.5 as well. So we've got 4s in Matilda's Own, which are the fluoro ones, and they're great, and they're a little bit smaller, but I also wanted to get 4.5s in creative grids because look at that, it doesn't move. I'm trying, but as soon as I put a bit of pressure, it's stuck where it is. Now, this one, I put that spike on the wall behind me. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but I've impaled myself on it twice so far. This one is a round-up tool. Now, I have to call them like a smartphone. They're a smart ruler. They are designed to do, it's the same one, I've unwrapped it. They're designed to do many things, and we're all very QR code savvy now. They've all got, I want QR codes on my stuff. I've spoken to Stephen. Your QR code here to go to the demo on how to use it. How cool is that? They're very tech savvy, these guys. So I'm going to have a play with this one tonight, but these are all designed around doing Drunkard's Path, Orange Peel, any sort of curve that you want to do. They're just a really good multifunctional tool. And even if you decide you want to put rounded edges on your quilts, if you're doing placemats, if you're doing anything like that, you can use them for anything. I love them. So I'm going to use one of these tonight, and again, they're all up. Steve put them up for me before he left. Then I bought one for me. I couldn't order one because that would be rude when you're going to a new supplier. So I bought 5 of this. I mean, there's rulers, isn't there? And then there's rulers. How ridiculously cool is that? So these are, I'm laughing because Steve just went, how am I going to wrap that? So he was a little bit, I said, you'll be fine, Steve. I think he's actually going to go out and buy some special cardboard for them tomorrow. I know that he's kept the box that they arrived in, with the braid around to ride in 4/4. Yes. Yeah, Deb, all of... What are you doing? Oh, you're all talking about your own stuff. I'm thinking, what am I missing? Bernadette says, love these rulers. Love the curved one. Yes, Catherine, they're all really good. Yeah, they are. So, do you remember when Emma and I did that? It was probably our first Tuesday high tea one, wasn't it? When we talked about rotary cutting, and we talked about rotary cutters, and we talked about rulers, and we talked about when do you cut from the board, measure from the board, and when do you cut from the ruler. And of course, I am a board cutter. It might have something to do with the fact I'm left-handed, I don't know, but I'm definitely a board cutter, whereas Em is a ruler cutter until she runs out of ruler. So the wider the ruler, the wider the cut she can keep going with. So a lot of people don't like using their mat, and I have just had to accept that. So if you're one of those people that just loves being able to cut a whole square with your ruler, and I don't like that way because it's not as safe, but if you love being able to square up big squares particularly too if you make quilts where you've got set in triangles, all that sort of stuff. These are amazing. They're amazing. Now they are huge and they're not cheap. We don't usually talk price on the show, but they're not cheap by any means when you get in your go. But I've put them in at $21 below the recommended retail, because I've just gone, I can't do that, and I want everyone to have one if they want to. But it'll be a really nice Christmas present to get. And I did use this one today, which is now mine. I haven't taken the wrapper off, but around the top it's fraying where I've been using it, and it was an absolute joy to use. And because of the grip, even though it's huge, I was accurately cutting half inches, quarter inches and things off with it. And I suppose the other thing that's really not... Oh, can you hear the birds outside? Sorry about that. That would be Ginny. Yeah, I might get Rob to deal with the cat who's dealing with the birds on the roof next door. The other thing is, if you're doing a lot of fussy cutting from big prints, then this is beautiful because you can lay it over the top and you've got all of your design that you're looking at cutting from underneath, and you can place and mark up really easily. So anyway, I've just got a few. If we run out, just email me. Look, I can get some more in, but just if we run out, go Lisa, get me one. You can also put in there to let you know when they're back in stock, but it's good to email me because I might kind of do a special. I'll do a little bit of a special order. Nancy Cook, must go but love the cream and black fabrics. Hope I can get some. Of course you can. Of course you can, Nance, that's fine. Okay, so what I would like to do first is just run through for you the double pin tucks that are in the Pintuck Christmas tree. Now, hold your phone. If you are in a Quilter's Life, if you're a member of a Quilter's Life, do not order the pattern. Oh my goodness, I meant to say that at the start. Please don't order it. You're getting it. It's going to be part of your membership with this. So I'll get Cass to upload the pattern for you. It'll come through in Melba Fabrics that's in there, but it's exactly the same pattern. So she's going to, I'll get her to upload that as your little pattern for the month. If you have ordered it, I'll fix it. But sorry, don't order it if you're in a Quilter's Life. If you don't know what a Quilter's Life is, I will show you just quickly if I can find the button, because it's been a while. This is a Quilter's Life, so it's our online club where we pop up patterns and recipes and demos and things, and the girls will tell you I've been a bit slack this month, but I'm trying to get my act together. But you get at least, it's $10 a month, so considering the pattern's usually 12, it's on special for 9, and there's stacks of stuff in there already. It's even worth joining for a couple of months, I think, just really. But yes, that's what I'm doing with it. It's going up. Okay, pin tucks. Now, these ones in here are two-sided pin tucks. That means they've got a different colour on each side, and that's why when they twist and turn, you get a really nice effect of them changing colour. So I'm going to do that for you with some of our bright green and bright red polka dot fabric that we've got on special. And Steve will go, don't do that because it's all allocated on the website. I'm only going to nick an inch and a half. You'll never notice. He'll never notice. So, alright. We'll pop this up here. I didn't bring my big ruler in, and I don't need the big square. So watch this. How naughty is that? We'll just freestyle cut a piece off that one. And one off this one. And then I can cut them more accurately. When you do get your fabrics from us, if it is not a complete straight edge, please don't be too concerned. Steve and I do freestyle cut a lot of fabric for orders, and it's just because we do so much cutting that we get fast at it, and it saves our arms, but we always generously cut. So please don't go, they've diddled me. It'll be a generous cut, I promise. Alright. Now I might just use, see these are my old rulers that I use all the time, but we are going to slowly build up our creative cuts as well. I think it's everyone to their own, isn't it? The fluoro ones are really good for contrast sometimes against fabrics, probably not green on fluoro green. And just remembering I am left-handed. So for my pin tucks that are in my tree, they are cut 1.5 inches wide. Whoops. What happened then? Oh, do you think someone might need a new blade? Do you think they should just buy themselves a new blade? Heavens! Surely that was just a faux pas. Okay, I did that one. Let's try that again. Right. Chop there. While I remember, tomorrow night... That's better. Tomorrow night I'm going to be using cypress and oranges. So if you've got a cypress tree and you were thinking of pruning it tomorrow, don't do it yet. Just wait. Just wait until tomorrow night's show. Well, you can prune it, don't put it in the bin. I want you to save it for me. Right, I'm going to chop these. Just chop these down a little bit. Oh, Emma was so on, wasn't she, about staying tidy? Now she's got me thinking like that. We'll throw that under there. Okay. So what we want to do is actually sew these together, 2 of these together, contrasting ones, right sides together. Okay. When I see things, Elizabeth, freestyle cut, it happens here all the time, Elizabeth, it does, because, you know, when we're cutting, you know, for a club, if you just picture this, if you've got 100 people in a club, you need to cut 100 fat quarters. You do. You get good at it. You've got to have a sharp. You must have a sharp blade, though. All right. I want to sew these together right down the middle. These are 1.5 inches wide. So you're going to grab whatever works best for you, and I'm going to use this one. And mark right down the middle. Hey, there's another good thing to put in your Santa sack or your advent calendar is just some Frixion pens. Because you've got to have one next to the sewing machine. You've got to have one near the ironing board for when you accidentally iron it off. You need one in each of your sewing bags that you take out with you. And they're not that expensive, and you can pick them up at Officeworks or Woolies. Right, straight down the middle. Now, if you, depending on your sewing machine, you might also have a 3/4 inch mark on your foot plate, and that's also fine that you could use. I really want to, what I'm doing tonight, I really want to do with that pack. Okay, let's head over to our little banana. Oops, there we go. Walking foot is on. Why is the walking foot on? It's ready for the next task. Oh heavens. Give me a minute. I'll throw another one on. I was organised. We'll take it off. Just need a flat foot, any foot. I've got a 37 here, so I'll pop that on. I must say, a lot of you are getting very organised for Christmas, ringing me up saying, I need Tim, I need to get my machine serviced. So if you do want it serviced before Mr. Tim heads off to Sydney for Christmas, please give me a call if you need his number, or ring him and book it in. Because mine's in. I've got 2 in at the moment, just so I know they're all working fine and dandy and ready to go while he's away. So I put the car in, hooked the machine in. We'll just sew straight down that line. Right. So now that we've done that, you can open it up, whoops, in both directions. This technique has absolutely endless possibilities and ideas. So you open it out like that, and then you double it over, and that gives you your two-sided pintuck. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a quick iron so that I can show you. You'll want a good steam press to do it. I'm not going to give myself a facial, but make sure you give them a good press. And then depending on Tina's got her late note. I'm very happy to see that. Bit of starch, depending on the fabric, and I'm saying that probably more than I usually would, because a lot of us will be using metallic fabrics, so sometimes they just need a little bit more persuasion. So I've ironed that out flat. Is that flat like that? And then I can turn it in. Hello Glennis, how are you this evening? Tracy's here. Ruth, hello, how are you? Oh, Tina's got a late note. Looks much fuller than what I'm doing. Oh, no, Megan, no, I'm sorry. You did not marry that man, so you had to fix his jeans. I'm sure that was not in the prenup. I'm sure it wasn't. But, again, if you need to mend them and perhaps add a little bit of a bling patch for Christmas, maybe a little bit of bunting around the thigh, then that would be fine. Wow, I did have steam. There you go. So that's all doubled over. Lynette, good evening to you. Okay. Oh, it's hot, 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 hot. Okay. So if I then take it up to the Christmas tree that's on the wall, and I can show you, give you an idea of how this works. So in the pattern, you get a template for your tree. If you've made the Pintuck patchwork bag before, there's the twisted knitting bag, Melba style, or there's the one that we do in lots of different colours, this Pintuck patchwork bag. Then you just do one straight panel of this pintucking. But what we do with the tree, we actually form a template. If I had to choose between which pattern to buy to learn the Pintuck technique, I'd choose the tree over the bag, because this kind of gives you the whole concept of foundation piecing to any shape that you want to. So I've done a triangle for my tree, but there's no reason why I couldn't have a tree that was more like a cypress tree or rounded on the top. You can mess with it and have it in any shape that you want. You could have waves. There's lots of different things that you could do. But with this one, you actually draw up a template for the triangle first, and then you foundation piece. So that's the foundation underneath. Then you foundation piece on these strips that are underneath. I wish I still had this beautiful Hoffman Christmas fabric. It's almost getting to the point where if someone doesn't bring one out soon, I'm going to have to be a bit smug and try and do it myself, because it's beautiful and it's soft. It's not in your face. It's gorgeous. It's a little bit William Morrissey, isn't it? It's got that kind of look to it. But you lay down strips over a foundation, and then as you do, you sandwich the pintucks in between. So this would be, without the thread on the end, this would be one of these pintucks that fits in here. And as they go in, there are just a few little tricks of how to secure them on the sides, cut your tree down to shape, and then how to manipulate them so you get really nice waves. So whether you tuck them down or you tuck them up at each end, and then you can come through and also add little different, sort of head it in different directions with little charms or stitches or something, so you get a really nice effect. And the pattern's also got doing the Pintucks, but on a much smaller scale. I think you can just see that, so that you get little Christmas presents with their little ribbons on with the Pintucks at the bottom. So it's, you know, sometimes when I do a pattern, it's just for that project and it's to make a specific thing. But I do like this pattern and the Pintuck patchwork bags because I like to think that once you've made one and you understand it, you'll find lots of different uses for it, whether it be bags or table mats or placemats or wall hangings and cushions. Cushions look fantastic with these Pintucks, particularly we do bolster cushions and you run them right round and twist them, but even just to have panels of them set into cushions looks really, really cool. And you know, you could have some just for Christmas and then take the covers off, put them in the cupboard, have your normal cushions, put them back on next year. So yeah, lots of different techniques. But I'll just show you this quickly again and then we'll have a look at something else. There you go. So you started out with it open like that, and then go flat, and then you fold it in. Now, fold it like that, yeah. Now, I'm also exploring at the moment how we can extend this technique even more and not just have straight pin tucks. I'm working on it, so we can have curved ones. So then, I mean, we can use them now. They make fantastic waves if you're doing fish quilts and things to pop in as a feature. But I want to take that further and actually have curvy pin tucks to pop in so that we can have waves and seaweed and mountains and lots of different things with a lot of texture. So working on that at the moment. Working on it, doing it, it's happening. Okay, now the other thing that I had that I want to show you was this one. Did I just say, oh, do you want to see a tree? I'll show you a tree first. Can you hear it? If I hold it there and give you a look, and I might come in closer to the camera. This is Carol Hills from Truganina. Let me come round. Past the prickly Christmas tree. If I hold that in there for you. Oh, isn't that just beautiful? And hear the bells? It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't think Carol wrote down, I'll double check how she made it. From what I can see, it is a whole heap of yo-yos that are descending in size. See that? And it actually has, look, it's got an old cotton reel, wooden cotton reel that's been painted for its base. It's had a little felt bottom put on, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Love it. Let me go back and have a look. No, she's just sent it in. She's just sent it in for us, so it's absolutely gorgeous, and we'll send that back. It was packed very, very carefully, and I need to do the same. To send it back, but I'll pop that back up on the shelf for a moment, like that. Very cute. All right. Now I want to have a play with some of these. They're obviously not Christmas fabrics, but as I said, what I'm going to show you, you can sort of mess around and yeah, do different things with them. And they can be Christmas or they're not. I mean, I would like a Christmas Eve dinner party. That'd rock for me if we had those up. So the main thing I need to just run through with you, I want you to have a go at doing this yourself. You know what I'm like, I'm really mean. I'm going to make you have a go at designing it yourself. So I'm going to walk you through how I shaped this up. But I suppose what I'm also want to say is it can be any shape. What we're doing tonight, you could do absolutely any shape that you want. It's going to be entirely up to you, and I think the technique you would be able to use to do pretty much any shape. All right, I'm really thirsty tonight. I think Rob and I just had the bit of the cheese platter and a bit of prosciutto. I think it's caught up with me. So how do we get here? Well, I've done lots of fans before as placemats, and usually I run ones that probably come out wider, probably look more like a traditional Japanese fan that go outwards like this. But when it comes to actually sitting them on a table, they're not always the most practical thing to sit a large dinner plate on. The shape doesn't quite work as well. They look gorgeous, but I wanted one that sort of was more compact. So what I did first of all was decide that I was going to run it through on double-sided adhesive batting. Thank you, Miss Kate. So that also meant that I needed to have handy with me my applique mat, because I didn't want anything to stick to the other side of it. So I'm going to show you how I drew it up. And heavens, I might have to go and get an applique mat, because I think I've left that somewhere as well. It's probably up in the lounge room where I was ironing. But if I lay out, I grabbed 1/2 metre of this, because I sort of got to the point where I think I just can't grab a bit now, because then people email me and say, how much did you use? I have no idea. So I took 1/2 metre. Then I grabbed my new friend, this guy. And I sat it. Uh-oh, here's Rob. Do you want to be in shot? Nope. Heavens no, he says. I haven't had a shave. Thanks. I'll leave that. Look at my very well loved applique mat. Oh, they're back today too. I'll put them back up. Right. So I went and grabbed this. I went, oh wow, that's perfect. There's the base of my fan. How good's that? So I got a pen and drew it on. Simple as that. Then I took it up to the top. So I just moved it all the way up so that the base of it is kissing the line that I've drawn in. Then I just grabbed another ruler and made sure that I was sitting at a good 45-degree angle, so that the line that's drawn on the template came all the way down. Now, I'm doing this with this template, but you can do this with a dinner plate, with a platter, with anything. You know, if you or you've got one of these, you can use it. You don't have to. But I wanted to experiment with it because, well, it was a new toy. It was a new gadget for me to have. So I then drew, just because I could, all the way around there. So again, use a plate and then go straight. This one, I've got my curve in that they've put in here for an orange peel, but I've drawn out to here. And then I just extended those lines out to the edge. Done. That was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it? I will admit. So now I need to get my divisions in. So again, I try to make my life really, really easy. I just did this, watch. I marked the edge there. I marked the edge there. I marked the lines where they were on the actual, on the ruler, so the points of the orange peel here. And then I marked the top, okay, and I drew 1.5 inches out from each side. So where I've got that point there in the absolute center, and then I've come out and marked it at 1.5 inches either side of it, like that. Then it was just a case of grabbing a ruler and joining up these points that I've done at the top and lining them up so they come right down to the corner down here. So I only took it down as far as the curve that I've drawn in. Like that. Look, honestly, you could do anything. And if you've got, of course, the obvious thing, if you've got your Dresden templates, they make the best things to make your fans out of as well. That is my fan. Simple as that. Done. Super quick. From there, you've got a lot of options available to you. So you can go through and actually use this to actually make templates for each of these sections. These two are mirror images, these two are mirror images, these two are mirror images, one center one. All right, so you'd have 4 different templates. Then you can decide what you want to do. Do you want to just piece it all together and sew it straight down, which you could also do, or you can do what I did and you can foundation piece, for want of a better word, on, and I've popped little pin tucks. I'll show you in between mine, little single pin tucks. So how easy was that? If I set that over the top, you can see that I have cut using, and I will use it again now. So I've used the base on my template. I've used the template to do my base. Then I had all of these done from my own drawing here, my little pin tucks, and then I made a strip of finished 1/2 inch wide bias on the bias to actually cover up this edge here. And I'm going to come back around with my stripe binding cut on the bias to bind around the edge of this later. You know, the other thing that this is singing to me, it's singing to me, I might have to break out the circular embroidery attachment for my Benina, because I just feel that this will look really gorgeous if you had decorative stitches in curves on the base of the fan as something different to try, because I've left mine very plain at the moment. That's one option for me, but I was going to do that. I thought I could actually, not cheat, be a little bit resourceful and actually do a whole circle with the circular foot attachment and do all different embroidery stitches, and then just cut it into quarters and to give me my 4 bases for 4 fans. The other option, you know, we were talking, I will convince Emma to buy an embroidery unit. I will. You can see it, can't you? She's thinking about it. And we might just get her over the edge. But, you know, this is also the place where if you've bought an embroidery unit and you haven't played with it yet, most machines have really gorgeous little snowflake and Christmas motifs that you could do to pop down here, as per the gorgeous Marilyn Larkin decorations we have on the tree to show you. So anyway, this also, it needs a tassel, doesn't it? I would have to have a tassel, and the tassel would actually sit over the edge of the table. So that would actually sit on the edge of my table, which is what we used to do. So this would sit here, down here, and it would just drop away so it hangs down in front. It looks really, really cute. All right, while I've got you there, I'm going to chop this bit off. I just cut a big bit. I don't cut it down to size. It's just easier to work with if there's a little bit of an overlap. And we need to choose a fabric for the base. I'm going to destroy my set. For the base of the fan. Maybe I can pop it up here. I'm going to sit there nicely for me. Sit. Thank you. It's very obedient. Right. I have an inkling, because this is my fan fabric, and I feel like I want to fussy cut Dresden wedges to make fans from all of the middle of the fans on my fabric. I'm just working on it. It's in my head. That's what I'm thinking about. Right, so I think I might do the base of my fan. Now these, I don't think these made it up in the tag specials, but again, straight after the show, I will do those as well for you. I know that I've done these, guys. Okay. We'd not, you know, it would sort of be nice, wouldn't it, if we could have placemats for Christmas. But then you can use them other times of the year as well. I don't know. It's a toss-up, isn't it? Do you stick with... I'm completely throwing myself here. Do we do we stick with just having ones that only come out at Christmas, or do we have other ones that we can tizzy up and use all year round? Okay. Now I am just going to straighten up this edge. Oh no, he's pretty straight. That's pretty good. So let's have a look. This actual, oh yeah, it is. Oh, it actually says it on the template. This is a 5-inch radius. So can you see that there? Oh, you can't, can you? Can you see it like that? No, you need white. There we go. So these templates are marked up with a 4-inch radius to make a circle. So that would be 8-inch diameter straight across. Or you've got these ones that are 5. So that will give you a 10-inch. So I know you can see what happens, but if you were to just pivot here, and they've got a little hole in here, so you can pop a pin in or something and pivot, not on my adhesive batting obviously, but on a fabric, you can actually pivot and use that quarter of a circle 4 times round to get a complete perfect 10-inch wide circle. And then this one here is 4, so it's going to give you an 8-inch circle. So I'm looking down here now thinking, what width do I need to cut for my fan base? And obviously I need to cut a 5 because I'm just using a quarter. Of a circle. And if I was, feeling really adventuresome, which I will, I'll do 4 fans. So I'll do 4 at a time. So I can sit my, hang on, I gotta think about it. Nope, I need to cut a straight edge first. If Natasha's watching, she's going to be laughing her head off at me right now. As an official Creative Grids demonstrator. Okay, now I'm good. I'm going to sit that there. So I've got 4 thicknesses here underneath, and I'm lining up my right angle. Then, because it super grips and it's a nice size, that blade is blunt, girls. Oh, it's very embarrassing. There we go. Gee, if you were doing Drunkard's Path, how quick would it go on? So there's my 4 bases done. Gee, that would happen quick, wouldn't it? Heavens. I'll have to watch the demo now. Okay. Ta-da! That's where it goes. No seam allowance because I'm going to top stitch my bias over the top. Alright, I'm going to pop my applique mat underneath for all of this work that I'm going to do. Now, what I did when I did this one, I actually popped on my black last, but because I'm showing you what I'm doing, I actually want to pop this on here now so that you can see. So line that up there. I'm going to just bring, there we go, over the top, because I can see that it's going to be really hard to not hit it with my iron. Emma's having fun having a weekly go at me at the moment over the state of one of my ironing boards. We have one, there's one good one at one end of the house for clothes, and then the other one is suffers the perils of my activity. There we go. So that's on there. Right. Now, what you can do now is, as I said, make up some little templates. Cindy Tremaine's here. Yep, like she does. Need a circular attachment, and you sort of get the feeling she might just borrow mine when she wants one, and then I'll be really upset because she'll do something amazing with it compared to what I've done, that'll happen. What shall we do? What shall we do for, should we do the Hampton stripe? Why not? It's one of our features this week. So the Hampton stripe's going to be the bit that goes around here, and it's also going to be the Pintucks. You can see, you know, I never do this. If I was usually doing a thin bit, I would cross cut so that you got all of the little cross sections of green and red going up here. But I didn't today. I did them straight because when I've put that binding on later, see what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to pin these back with a little bead like that. And I just thought I wanted the stripe in, but I didn't want it to detract too much from the overall look. So I'm going to do that again. But let's go the other way this time. So I will actually do crossways because I think you'll be able to see it a little bit better. I'll just freak you out again and do that. Whoops. Oh, I was supposed to tell you these. Steve cut more of these this morning. We did run out. They're the designer block packs that you've got all the instructions to make up a pointed Dresden, which, by the way, would make a really, really nice placemat. And you've got enough to make 2 full Dresdens easily, so you could sort of have half ones happening for placemats. But he made those up and put them back up for you. But they would be a great pack to run in this design, and then run a contrasting Pintuck around. That would be full on Christmas. Right. So I cut these super small last time. They were only cut 1 inch for this one. So that meant that when I folded it over, it was 1/2 inch. And once there was a seam allowance in, you only had 1/4 inch showing. I'm going to have to change rotary colours. Okay. So I'm going to go just a little bit bigger this time. I'm going to go out to, we'll just go out to 1 1/4 cut, because then you'll be able to see it a little bit better. So we'll use that. And then for all of these sections in here, it is a real toss-up what to put in there. There's lots and lots of different things that I could work with, but I think I'm going to keep it really sort of busy and funky for now, and I'm going to just run it, just for showing you tonight, I'm going to run it with the blossom. We're not going to get as much contrast going on when I do this, but I think it would be really cute. This, I didn't bother too much fussy cutting. I could have made a lot more effort in positioning the print that's through there, but it's quite interesting now it's done. It's not that big a deal. Right. For these pieces in here, if you decide to do these wedges, then you're going to want to do templates so that you get them pretty, pretty much perfect with an extra 1/4 inch, so that they run really nicely together across the fan. But you don't have to do that. You might decide you just want to go crazy patchwork, no pin tucks. So you could just grab all your scraps and just do this sort of thing. Just pull them all together and run them across. And whatever you end up with, they're all going to look different, and it's all going to look really cool, and you'll be able to hide, trim off your edges here and then run your vise along the edge of your base of your fan. All of that's going to work. What I'm going to do with this, I just want to show you how to get this started, so you can run across with them. So I want to look at this one here. Of course, if you want to run it like foundation, it's still going to be better from a start to have, I like having this line on the top to work with. But just pop it on the light box, sort of once you start layering up fabrics on top and you can't see through, just set it on your light box and you'll be able to see those original lines that you've drawn in underneath. Just so I've got enough to do 2 wedges here. I'm roughly just going to have a look at the size of the pieces to make sure that I cut ones that are generously big enough. So that is about 3 inches wide, and it is, I'll go to about 7, I'll go 8 inches long. We'll just do that so that it's, so I know I've generously got enough. And I promise I will put these fabrics up straight after. Who said, well, it would look great alternating with gold fans. Yes, it would, Deb. Absolutely, it would. Absolute. I've been watching too many Danish crime shows. A bit of the freestyle going on tonight, isn't there? Deb, it would, and you know, I'm actually not going to use them because, oh no, it's not really an excuse. It's one of the things that we need to reprint when I do new colours. We all went through the cream fans and the green fans. Surprisingly, the green fans. So I've got to do new ones. And I'm doing a periwinkle blue to go with a couple of Japanese prints that I'm doing. And you know, off the top of my head, I can't remember the other colour. I think it's a sage green, but don't hold me to that. I've got to think about that. Right, I've got 4. Right. Now, these, yeah, that's going to go in between. All right, let's give this Pintuck a little press. Karen Jewel, it's gone back to the beginning. Do you think, it's like being in a time warp with Facebook, isn't it? I will tell you, it does freak me out sometimes when I'll be sitting in the morning or any time of day and I'll get a message saying, that looks really good, Lisa. And I sort of think, what looks good? And I said, what? But it's because people are watching it on YouTube or they're watching it at a different time. And that's absolutely lovely. But I'm not there at the same time. So it is quite funny. Have we all got Christmas organised? Or, sorry, that was an open question, wasn't it? I'm starting to think about it. Honest Quilter's Life, we do a Healthy Quilter Tracker, which is more about personal goals and things. And I didn't do one for October. I think everyone had had enough of my personal trackers. But I'm doing one at the moment for Christmas. Just so mental and physical health stuff, just that I'm getting on board. Because we do, everything kind of goes a bit pear-shaped, doesn't it, from next week. I sort of, it's that the 28th is the big day that I go, oh, it's silly season, because that's Mum and Dad's wedding anniversary. So that's sort of my, oh my goodness, it's the end of the year already. There we go. Right, so we've got that ironed, and then what we can also do is create the first section, get this first section actually pressed with all my bits and bobs and my tools here. I've got the Teflon mat, I've got the little ironing board, which is a little challenging, but it works on here. Right, so I have not done what I said to do, haha, which is create yourself a little template or something so you've got this shape. But because it's the one on the edge and I want to show you, I can get away with doing this. So I'm just going to take it over that first line, 1/4 inch. Can you see that okay? I'm going to pop that over there. And you can see I've got way too much, but if I cut all my pieces uniform, by the time I get up to this one in the middle, I'm going to need that one. Heavens, if someone doesn't watch that little bit where I just drew all over it suggesting crazy patchwork, they're going to go, what on earth is she doing? Okay, I'm going to stick that on. Of course, the brilliant thing about using the double-sided batting with the adhesive is once you've got it all together, like the one I did earlier, so this is at this stage, I can then I can adhere on a back, and then I can come back and I can quilt again. So that's why I'm not putting a back on for now. I really want to come back later when all this work is done. Then I'll put a back on, and then I can go for a second hit with quilting. So I can come back through perhaps and then add a little gold line in through here. And I'm actually thinking, what do you reckon? I think a scallop, just use a wine glass and do a little scallop around here. But as I do it, that's when I'm going to be able to pin back those pin tucks. So I'll make sure they all stay down in that direction when I put the binding on. But when I come back, I'm actually going to do this. And that sort of correlates with what happens in the tree pattern, is that you secure all the edges down and then in whichever direction you want, and then you come back and fold back your little pin tuck. So it's the same sort of principle. This is just slightly simpler version, or not as complicated version. Alright, so I've got that bit stuck on. Now, to make our lives easier, of course, I'll just take that bit off there. And we know we won't need that bit. We'll put them in our little scrap pile for our paper piecing that we will be doing in the sun somewhere, mobile. Oh, can I tell you what's going on here at the moment? Rob is just getting really techie on me, and we did go off and film on Saturday as our first trial. I think pretty much now the story goes that if I said tomorrow, I would like to go and film in the middle of Sherbrooke Forest, we can, and we can live stream from anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. Oh, as long as we've got reception on a phone or on a router, but anywhere. So stay tuned. Could get really funny next year. Alright, I have cut down a piece of our ironed pin tuck. So that's 1/4 inch over my line, and now I'm going to line that one up over the top, and then I need another one to come over here. So when I sew it on, it's going to sandwich that pin tuck in the middle. And then I'll be able to fold this over, give it a little trim, and again stick it down to the next section on there. Okay, so I'll take this over to our sewing machine, and this is when we stick on our foot. So I'm going to run this with my walking foot. If you have Deb Burt and Co. a dual feed system, you maybe I would try it with your dual feed first if you don't have your walking foot handy. The walking foot's always going to be great, but if you have a dual feed, you know the story about this, don't you guys, that we never managed to get the foot on when we're on an angle. There we go. If you've got a dual feed, it's a good time to pop it on, because there's no piecing involved. You should be good. There's not a lot of movement. It's quite stable. One thing that I was just out of habit before, and I was sewing, and I thought, oh, it's a little bit of a pull. It doesn't want to go. It doesn't want to go. What I hadn't done was, because we've got such smart machines, and if you've got one, make sure you do it. Go into the setting on your machine for the little quilt, if you have a banana, and click on stitch 1302. Now your machine knows you're straight stitching and you're quilting, and you've got batting underneath. So, just tell the machine and it will adjust the tension for you, which is now absolutely perfect. Kind of even more important if you've got one of these adhesive battings, because it's a little bit sticky and it doesn't stick to your machine, but it kind of grips. So you want to be able to loosen off your tension a bit. So I'm going to run it down as far as I can, just down to where that arc, the base of the fan starts. I'll take that out. So you can see that's on there, and then when I pull it back, I've got my pin tuck in the middle there. So we'll take this over again to the ironing board. Do you know, I thought tonight, oh, we could end the show with fairy lights, because we did decide, remember, we didn't want to mess with the lights. We were a bit worried that they would mess up the lighting. You know, I went looking for the fairy lights today. I have no idea where they are. Okay, what I'm going to do now is stick this down, but it's not going to stick here because I've already got fabric down. This is the true and tried improved method from the black and gold one earlier. That is why I've stuck it on. I did it the other way around before, and no, that was not smart. So I'm just going to stick, you can see I'm just checking to see where the next line is. If I stick it down, I can always rip it off, but I don't want to go too far. There we go. Alright, so now that's stuck down, but the bit that is sitting over my fan base does not stick. And then I can just chop, you know, this is foundation piecing now, so there's no real true and tried method. There we go. So that's up there. And then I'll just prune this back here. Just prune until I've been gardening. Trim that back. I'll just give it one more press. There we go. And that's the first section done. So then I will just keep doing this and come through again. I would find where this edge is here and pop that there, or I trim a little bit more back, but that's actually about perfect. So then the next one's going to go on here, and then I'll put another piece of red on, and we just keep going right across to the other side. And that's what I've done with this one. Actually, see how this is better. What I did, just that extra 1/4 of an inch did make a big difference. So if you, I would go 1 1/4 if you're going to put these little single pin tucks in. I'm just playing now, aren't I? So when I pop my bias strip, I'm going to cut one. When I do my bias strip around here, I've got a couple of options. I can choose to, I'll move this out of the way. I can leave my pin tuck down flat, which is what I've done with this one. I've just left them all going in one direction. Or I can choose down here to actually pin them back before I put the bias over the top. So it's really a case of how much you want to play. I think it's going to look quite cool if you leave them all going in one direction and then come back and twist it later. I think that's going to look the best. Alright, so for those that are not, oh, that's one long bit, savvy on your bias, I will just cut a bit for you and show you. Oh, hey, I put this on the specials as well. Alright, I put this on because I wanted you to be able to fussy cut this if you wanted to, because I thought if you made your fan big enough, you could actually come through and take each of the sections of your fan out of the stripes. So you would just make your fan bigger, you know, take it out a lot further so that you could get, you know, more of this width in. If you have a look at the size of these this way, you can see you're going to have to go a bit bigger, but you could do it. And you could also use this a fussy cut for Dresden's. And I thought, it's Christmas and they're Christmas colours and we're under the Australian sun, so I popped it on special for the Christmas week. So that's there as well. pop that back. Now, Rob's been playing with, you know, the infamous flickering overhead camera, which has just started flickering again, which is very, very annoying. So give me a second. I'm going to move my machine out of the way because I need you to be able to see what I'm doing. So just move this. Wait for it. Alright, pop that down there. Okay. Here he is. I don't think you can do anything, Rob. Not now. If you could see the look on his face. Complete with, why have you got pods in? And he's got the, it's fine. But us, look, the girls are used to it, okay? They're really good about it. They go, oh, it's camera 4. They know all about it. Oh, I will, I'll pop that one on special too. I'll pop the fan one on. Excuse me, reindeers. Let's put the reindeers back. Actually, you're going to come in handy in a minute because I'll get you to pass me Christmas decorations off the Christmas tree. Uh-huh. I've made such a mess. Alright. Oh, it's stopped now. Oh no, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Here's a cutting mat I prepared earlier. No one's going to see me do this, are they? Just do that. Emma won't know. She doesn't Facebook. Can you get me some water while you're standing there? Ta. Then come back for the Christmas decorations. Yes, please. Okay. When you come to do bias, you're going to use it for two different things. You're going to be using it to do this bit, which only needs to be cut, I think, at 1 inch, because then once it's 1 inch and you fold in both sides, it's going to bring this down to 1/2 inch. And then when you do your bias binding to go right round the binding around the outside of your fan, then you're going to want that to be more traditional. So that's probably going to be 2 1/4 inches. So what I would suggest is to cut your pieces at 2 1/4. Then just trim off the little bit that you need for the base of the fan. No tutting, Robbie. Don't tut. I'm loving having these spikes on the wall because I can just throw the fabric back. Okay. Straight grain, straight grain. Turn yourself sideways and fold up. Like that. Okay. Then all I do is come through and cut. So there's no folds or anything in here. I don't need to worry about it going in one direction and then the other. And even if it did, it wouldn't matter because I just cut it where it's gone. So if you cut through like that. Hey Rob,
yeah.
Can you grab me another rotary cutter? Something is, it's sharp but it's not. Oh no, don't worry, I've got one here. I'm good. It's really weird. It's sharp, but I think it's for those that have got the alpha. Probably all I need to do is stop and loosen up the screw. Sorry, the Kai. I do prefer the Kai. It's just me. I do love them. Okay, so that is on the bias and it's ready to use for your binding. So you're going to fold it in half, you're going to press it, and it's just going to go on like a traditional binding down the sides of your fan, but then when you've cut it down to the curve, it will also go around that curve nicely for you. If you are, I'm a classic for the quick cheat with the placemats, and I'll put my binding on the back and bring it up to the top and top stitch it on. Just keep in mind though, because you are going to be going round, even with the bias, it might pucker a little bit on that fold as you go. So if you've got the time to make them early for Christmas, pop your binding on the edge on the front, turn it over to the back and slip stitch it down. You're going to sit at the Christmas table and you're going to look at it all the time, and you have to stop yourself from telling everyone, oh, if only I turn. Don't do it. Just make them now, and then you're not going to kill yourself later that you didn't do it. So you're going to have these wider ones for your binding to go around the edges, and then you want some bias as well for the base of the fan. So I'll just trim one of these down. What's that? When my blade goes like that, it has a blunt spot or the mat has a deep groove. Neither flick. That is the big mystery. I will have a little bit look later. Usually it's because a right-handed person has been using my blade who hasn't used one a lot. Just saying, nothing important that might get me in trouble later. Right, where? Let's just quickly do this, and then we'll have a look at some Chrissy decorations. So yeah, Jeanette's arrived, and I think hers are the last ones to arrive in the building, so they're all here. My dining table looks absolutely drop dead gorgeous. It is just beautiful, all these stunning decorations, and I sort of wanted to bring lots down tonight, and I thought, no, we have 3 more shows to go. I just wanted to bring them all down, but I've got to space them out just a little bit. Emma still hasn't found the smock ones in the roof yet. If she, but she'll be here next week as well. So if she does find them, I'm sure she'll bring them. Now the iron has run out of steam. Have I got any starch down here? I don't think so. We'll get away with it. Oh, that's a nuisance. Hang on. Washes. Rob bought me a glass of water. It was water, right?
Yeah. No, that's gin.
Heavens, I just thought he might have put something naughty in, and I've just filled my iron with a gin and tonic. But no. Alright, now we're good. Yeah, so I'm hoping on the weekend that we can go somewhere like the Botanic Gardens, or for those that are not Victorian, Badger Creek Weir is close to where I grew up, and it's a beautiful area where it's a natural water catchment area with lyrebirds and tree ferns and things. But we shall see. It's not too bad. It's not great, is it? The iron's done a bit of a no, not doing it anymore. But we just want to see how this is going to look. When I first designed and launched these Hampton stripes, we did a lot of samples up for companies that represented us, or our sales team in the US and here, and we had sort of bed runners made with the bias used in lots of different ways. So we had it straight pin tucks, curved like this, ruched flowers, and I sort of, over time you forget all this stuff and you forget all the versatility of it. because it's just become sort of part of the Chandler's Cottage family and furniture in the shop. But every now and then I go, oh, why didn't we use a Hampton stripe? There you go. So you can see what that's going to look like along there. A lot of fun, and then I can twist these. Now I know you're all thinking she should not have put the blossom with the Pintuck, with the stripe, and you're probably right, but I just wanted to use it tonight to show you. And it was red, and I wanted to have the red on the stand, and I want to put them on special after the show, I think. Right, so please, again, I want you to have a go. You know, at the moment I seem to be on this this whole bandwagon about trying to get everyone to design and do their own individual things and have a go without necessarily needing to have a pattern. And you know, there's a lot more satisfaction for me in making sure you've got good rulers and techniques and materials rather than selling you a pattern, because I really think at the moment it's just lovely to be able to spend the time and do your own creating and designing yourself. So that's just my little thing at the moment. But please have a go. If you've got any questions, or if you sort of have a go and you get a bit stuck and you go, what do I do here? Take a photo and send it to me at info@Chandler's Cottage, and I will get back to you. I may take a couple of days or a day to get back to you, but I will get back to you. An email is so much better. Who just said the other day, don't message me, I'm nowhere near home and I can't help you. But it's always safer to get through to me to email at the moment rather than message. It just is. I read my emails a lot more. With 4 or 5 Facebook pages, I'm not that good. Might as well be honest, okay, about it. Oh, Santa, yes. You're waiting to hand decorations? Mm-hmm. Right, so we have lots of beautiful decorations. Now, I did the tree. We love the tree. We love Carol's tree. So Carol's tree is up here. Did you like the tree?
I saw the tree. You
so need to stay out of shot.
I am.
He's checking the cameras. I'm out of shot. Okay, so we have a secret Santa. Look at this. Did you see this? This is beautiful. I love it. This is Catherine's Christmas card. I was showing the girls yesterday. Oh, sorry, you can't see him. He's a figment of my imagination. It's Catherine's Christmas card. It's my Aussie one. Look. How gorgeous is that? I love it. Love it. Yeah, so if we don't get any nice cards from our families this year, I'm covered. I've got gorgeous ones here from the girls. Right, so on the tree there are 2 collections, if you like, and then there's individual ones. Oh, Robbie, I don't know if you can stay out of shot. You just out. Oh no, I'll do it, because there's too many mirrors and lights. You got to get out of the way because I'm changing cameras. Are you out?
Yeah.
You got to stay there. If you're doing that, you've got to stay there now. All right. So on the tree, this feels weird. I'm going to start with this one. This one's made by Catherine, so we get the card and the decoration. So I'm going to hold it up there, and I'm going to twist it round, and then, Rob, what we do is we take it down to the little camera. We show the girls here.
And then I'm going to zoom, so they stay there.
Right, and then where are you going? Oh no, I don't need to zoom. No, I don't. I'm good. Do not touch that camera. Now, hang on, there's a little thing here. I have to read. Or is it in? No, it's in the card. It's a beautiful design by my mate too, by Natalie Bird. And it's done in Cosmo thread, and she's used 2 Tilda basic fabrics to make the quilt. Tiny stars of grey, shortcake stripes red. The little wooden name tag has been made by a friend of mine. Ah, from Roxby Downs. Well, that is so cool. Can you see the tag on the back? Look, she's got her own name on it. Handmade by Catherine. Really, really pretty. And this is so cute along the top. This is from her stash, she says, from Spotty, and I think that's really nice. Are they little buttons? Oh, it's very cute. Love it. Okay, So I'm going to pop this one. Rob, can I pass you this one? Because what we do is we kind of strip the tree. That's what happens. We strip the tree and then they get put safely back out ready for us to, because there's a lot out there. That's the whole thing. Right, now this one, there's some on the tree that are all by the same person. So you're in shock. These all belong to Sharon Keys from Keysborough. So I'm going to take them, I think I'll take them all off. And then I can bring them in and show them to you closer. Can you hear that? It's not Miss Ginny. Oh, no, I've gone too far. Wrong way around. There you go. So Sharon has done a collection and they're all really nicely pre-shaped. And I'm assuming it's over cardboard. I'll hold that one there for you to see. Then this shape, I think we used to do one like this years ago, but I know that they are, you can find, look at that. And these look especially nice as well because she's popped the little beads, the bells on the bottom and also the ribbon.
I've just got this one from the front door.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Christmas decoration.
Is it?
From America.
What? Can you see this? What? From Carmen? No way. All right, we'll open that in a minute. This one, we've just got our first overseas. Can you see the little strawberry? Just beautiful. I might take this back over the other side because the girls can't see them that well because of the light. So I'm going to take that one. I'm going to take that one. So these are Sharon's. Robbie, don't go too far because I'm going to get you to pull off Jane's in a minute, which are that lot down there. See the machine ones? Okay. So these here, let's give you a little close up. These are Sharon's. So look at that. Hexagons, Sharon, if you're here. Oh, Catherine, that's awesome. The tree looks fab, Megan, but I've just destroyed it again. Look at these, there's little Suffolk puff flowers. And these are hexagons, but they're not a normal shape. I'm confused now. There's like short sides and long sides. But it's all puffy and it's very, very nice. I do like it. I want to put it on as a bracelet. I do like it. And then there's two more little diamond ones.
The two big ones for earrings.
And then these strawberries are really lovely. Can I tell you a story about these strawberries? I bought some from a lady at the Karen Quilt Show and I gave a couple to my mother. She's going to watch this later and kill me. Right. And I found one had been given to Mia, her cat, to play with. And it evidently wasn't intentional, but it is Mia's favourite toy. Don't worry, Ginny's not getting near this Christmas tree. Nowhere near it. All right, I'm going to pop those down there because they're lovely. So Sharon sent us heaps. And they're all absolutely gorgeous. And I can see that they're all going to go together on her tree. They all match. And in fact, they're all really lovely, subtle, muted colours, and they just happen to go really, really nicely with Mum's tree. So I'm going to pop them up there for now. It's that old worldy gold thing. Okay, this one, you still there, Rob? It's gone. I said stay. Now this is Merle's, and I love this. Merle was the first one. She gets a prize because she was the first one to get her decoration in. And when I opened it, I nearly died because I thought it was so smart. I had just organised a whole demo on how to make these, which I'm doing for you on Friday night. And I opened this and I went, Merle knows how to do that. I don't need to show her. She knows how it's all done. But I don't know that mine are going to come up anywhere near as beautiful as hers. Aren't they just lovely? I love these. I must admit, I know that a few of you know how to do these, and I first saw these in Spain. I actually brought home examples of them from Maria, and Maria's dad Raphael was making them. So I brought mine home from there, and yeah. So we've got folded triangles, so I'm going to show you this on Friday night. And the other thing on Friday night, Maggie sent through for me the instructions on how to make that cool Santa, the log cabin Santa. And I'm pretty sure where she got it from. It's a free-for-all. So we'll do one on Friday night together as well. But that is just beautiful, Mel. It's just, I think it's very classy because it's got the black. I'll hang that one up there. Goes very nice with the stocking. Okay, Rob, can I have Jane's? Miss Jane, Miss Jane. So Miss Jane, machine embroidered, freestanding lace designed decorations, as you do. Thank you. So these, it's a shame we can't do it. We have to work on getting the tree. Maybe Saturday morning it's just tree. Because the tree's too big. I did seriously not joke about buying a second tree, but how would I do it? But we almost need to have like a camera on the little stick thing, walk around the tree. Look at these. So Jane is a very experienced machine embroiderer. If you came to any of our exhibitions earlier in the year, you would have seen some of her beautiful work. But isn't that just stunning? That's enough to make Emma Bowman go out and buy a machine embroidery module, I think. Hey Sharon, that's really funny. You need a tree too. Do you want me to get your tree while I get my tree? You know, the boys didn't used to give a toss about the tree, but the second I don't get a live tree anymore, it's like I've committed a massive crime, so I'm going to go and get a tree. It's like buying a puppy, you know, you get the puppy and then you look after the puppy. I go get the tree and then they don't water it. I do like the Christmas tree, and she's added some bling. Yeah, oh, check the fabric out. It's sparkly.
It gives you see crystals.
Robbie, there's a bejeweler burning a hole in my studio cupboard at the moment. Oh, that is just beautiful. Oh, I like that one, Jane. That's stunning. Is that fabric under? Wow, it's embossed. You're going to need to explain to me how you did that at a later time, my friend. And look at the dove. A lot of people think that machine embroidery, you just shove it in and go. No, no, no. There is quite a skill to the whole thing, and learning which threads to use, which ones are going to work best, which colours to use, which stabilizers to use. It's getting your machine tension right. There's lots and lots of different things. Rob, you'd like these, wouldn't you? Look at that. Aren't they amazing? And that's all about, I think that's all about residual stabilizer. When you've washed it out, you still get the starch in there and it holds
Sort
the
of
shape.
hard-angry.
It does look a bit hard-angry, doesn't it? It's beautiful. They're just lovely. I'm not going to make any jokes about some may not just make it home to their owners. I'm not even going to do it because that would be in very, very poor taste. Shall I pop them up there too? Okay. So that goes with that. That goes with that. That's Sharon. Thank you. Yes, see, I've put all their names on so I know whose they are, but I knew this one. This is Marie Markham's, and she wrote me a really nice note as well that I've got notes everywhere. Is that Marie's? Here she is. So Marie said she attended a class many years ago and made some Christmas decorations, but she was inspired again by Lisa's, that's me, origami patterns to play with the technique. She says it's far from perfect. I think we can all be our own judges on that, Marie. But she really enjoyed making it. This is serious fabric manipulation. Let me pull that off for a minute. So look at it's a big, bold decoration. I would imagine, Marie, that your plans are to hang this, not even on a tree, maybe on a doorknob or something, or in a hallway, on a hook, on a coat stand, something, because it's big and it's bold and it's gorgeous. And so you can also look at all the folding that's gone in there. And she's padded it out as well, so it's really substantial. Nice bit of brass gold around the edge. Beautiful. Just look at that. Just folds, goes on and on and on, all folded all the way out. Absolutely gorgeous. Love it. Who have you got on the tree still, Rob? Couple? 2. There's that one and there's another one, isn't there? Right. And this one, I love this one. This is Elizabeth's. This has come all the way from Port, I can do it, Noarlunga in South Australia. So Elizabeth has got, this is Christmas Down Under, by the way. Elizabeth, I think, has left in her plastic templates, or she's got templates still in here. So it's got some really nice structure to it. Look at that. So it's her hexagon ring. This is a little trip down memory lane, and I love it because original 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, original Under the Australian Sun. So these have come from a genuine stash, which I love, and it would be about, they would be about 10 years ago. Oh, heavens. And then this side is all of my wattle print, which were absolute favourites. Girls in Applique Sampler have, the first lot through have just got their out of print little bits of this. Got some of that stash. Therese Parry did a whole quilt with the yellow. But yeah, look at that. It's like a little trip down memory lane for me, and it's beautiful. Very nice, and I love it with the little bell in the middle. All the way from South Australia. Now the next one's really interesting because it's a mix, isn't it? It's Melba and Under the Australian Sun. You're going to let me pick that one off myself?
It's close enough.
Oh. All right, this is Melissa's, and it is very, very cute. She's used a method by Melissa Grant of One Day in May with iron-on applique adhesive on both front and back fabrics, then got cutting with some very pointed scissors. The pentagram is 2 inches, oh thank you very much, 2-inch epiplex templates with a little padding before being wrapped in fabric and sewn together. Bit of a different to how the plan was going to be in my head. But it doesn't matter, it's just gorgeous. There you go. So what Melissa's talking about is that these are 2-inch sided pentagons, and then she's got Melba over the top, but this has been 2 pieces that have been stuck together with adhesive. So it's really 3D. Look, can you see? Look, she's cut the flower. Look at that. She's cut the flowers out. Heavens. They're tiny. Now I see what she means now. But it's very, very pretty and very unique. It's very clever. I do like that. As I said, I promise I'll return them all. Now, Rob is standing here because he's... Why did you go out the front in the first place?
No, I like a seat against the window.
Oh, so since we started the show, because it was not there when I came, I would have seen it. I looked out the front. It's been delivered since we started the show tonight. Since we started the show tonight, there has been a delivery at the front door. So it's really funny at the moment. Stuff, are you finding the same? Stuff gets delivered any time of day. We have a courier guy. We have a courier guy that doesn't he delivers on a Sunday night. The toll guy that delivers.
Yeah.
They just come at any time. But I did not expect this. But this is a really special package because this has come from Carmen. So if you watch the shows regularly, often we will speak to Carmen, and we all know that Carmen lives in the US. WV's West Virginia, yeah? So she has sent us a Christmas decoration all the way from America. So, what do you think?
See.
What do you want me to see?
That's
Well, they believe me. They're not going to believe me. Oh, it's noisy. Scan, events required, signature required, war. It's a very scary.
in heaven.
Heaven. Have you seen what it... Let's not even go what it cost Carmen to send it. Oh my goodness, now it's in another package. It's like past the parcel. Hang on. Let me get rid of this one.
Wait, there's more.
There. I don't... Okay, I'm not sure. She sent me lots of different things. I might need to read the note and come back to you tomorrow. There's stuff in here, I don't know why. Oh, I think she sent me beads, so I make my own. I'm not sure. All right, let me just read. The ornament is made from batik fabric. The tree trunk is reinforced with a craft stick to provide stability. I'm going to take it to the close-up camera for you. Tree branches are created with hand-sewn ruched batik to make a tree shape. The star is bead woven using a needle and thread path for the design. The tree garland was made using DMC thread to chain crochet stitch beads together attached with metallic thread. The ornaments are each composed of 3 to 4 beads. Carmen Creamer at Locust Grove Farm. I think we all feel a bit special now that she has sent it to us all the way from America, and it arrived tonight. Let me just get this out of the way, this out of the way. So I will take a photo of this as well for us all and pop it up on Facebook later, because I'm just worried you're not going to get the full detail. Look at that. I don't know how she's done it, because there's nothing, you know, when I do ruching, right, and we pop the extra bit of fabric at the back to stabilize it, there isn't any. So she's just managed to get it to all hold together. Look at the decorations on it. Oh, Carmen, whenever you are watching, I don't know that you are watching at the moment. It probably not time-wise, she's not. But we all of us say here in Australia, thank you very, very much for sending your absolutely beautiful Christmas tree all the way from West Virginia to us. Just gorgeous. What are we going to do with it now? What are we going to do with it? All right. So there are extra notes in here from Carmen, so I'm going to have a read. And I think she wants us all to make one. She sent the beads, so we all... Yeah, she wants me to make one. So I'll read the note and I'll come back to you tomorrow night. Oh yeah, there's a big letter. I need to read that. So I will. Okay, so I'm going to look after these. I'm going to take everyone's lovely decorations and pop them back safely on the table.
Away from Ginny.
Away from Ginny. And then I'll come back and dress the tree again tomorrow night with a whole new set. So I think Jenny Peach is up tomorrow night and Jeanette Warner's up tomorrow night and a couple of others. So I will get all of those ready. And then tomorrow night we're going to do, a couple of different things towards Christmas that don't just involve fabric. We're going to have a bit of fun. And I will see you tomorrow evening. Cocktails. It's only Thursday tomorrow, Rob. Just because what we're using is what you use to flavour gin doesn't mean it's gin cocktail night, but we can talk about that. But anyway, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow evening. Have a wonderful day tomorrow, won't you? And I'll see you then. All right, bye.